What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to another Armajet video. Today I'm just going to do a quick review, or maybe not so quick, but a review nevertheless about update 1.13. Just giving my thoughts and opinions about it. So first of all, got a new pilot. He was in the store, I believe, for like 1500 Paragon for a bit, and you could have bought him there. I mean, overall, design-wise, I really like it. Kind of gives like a more rugged look, and it's kind of interested to see what he's actually doing. Is it like in terms of the mask here, or the helmet, is it like a respirator for him, or does it inject something like some, I don't know, some substance, sort of like Bane, if you know Bane from DC. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but I mean, overall, looks good. I still can't wait for my boy 1337. The OGs know. Hopefully they bring him back and do him justice, because they did him dirty taking him out so quickly. But I mean, they did say they're gonna like rework him, so I hope the rework is worth it, because I really liked him as a character model itself, and I know plenty of other people who do so as well. So yeah, in this update, you finally have controller support. Personally, it doesn't really pertain to me because I don't use controllers with Armajet in the first place. I guess I couldn't, even if I wanted to, but I guess in gaming in general, I don't use controllers. Like, I only have a PC and obviously mobile. So that aspect of it is not for me, but I know many people who do use controllers. So that's a good step. Screenshots now obviously give you MVP status. I'm pretty sure it's based on kills. Squad showcase. It's kind of a nice touch. Here you go. There's controller support. If you want to pause the video, you can do so and give it a quick read. If not, you can read it obviously on the Reddit page. It doesn't really pertain to me itself, so I'm just going to skip it for now. Alright, squad showcase with the pilots. Yeah, looking pretty good. It's a nice touch, to be honest. And no complaints there, really. Dynamic newsfeed. I really like this one because it actually provides content creators the incentive to do it. Because until now, all you would do is put it on Discord, tweet it out, maybe put it on Facebook. I don't really use Facebook that much, so that's out for me. Or put it on the Reddit page as well. And obviously that limits the amount of people who watch it, because I don't think many players would search up Armajet content. Like, if you're searching up Armajet content, you're heavily invested in it compared to someone who just plays it for fun for a few minutes and then just forgets about it, which I would assume is a majority of the player base. They don't like really look into news regarding it. So having the ability to put it in game, that's a game changer. And that will motivate a lot of people to do it and create content. Okay, weapon balances I will talk about in a bit, so stay tuned. Invite friends for Paragon rewards, obviously self-explanatory. A good thing. Valor Road Overhaul. I didn't think they would actually do this, but the fact that they're putting weapons in Valor Road, or on Valor Road, it's actually pretty good. Like, because if you think about it, they're missing revenue putting it there. Because if you put that weapon on Valor Road and you eventually get it, that's less of a pool of items that you can get if you buy a pack itself. So by removing that from the pool, you have more of a chance to get other stuff and maybe spend less money to do so. So I respect them for that. So based on stuff here, it seems like the reset, whenever they're going to do it, is at 5K for now. That might change, but based on the language here, it seems like it's going to be at 5K. If you're above 5K, you're just going to be reset down below. But if that's the case, I really don't know if that is, but if that's the case, I hope they take into consideration to tighten up the matchmaking system. Because I don't necessarily want to see people who've been to like 20k fight others who might have barely just gotten the game or it's like barely at 2k Valor, because that would be absolutely demotivating for the lower player, and I don't want to see that happen. So hopefully they take that into consideration. General updates, yeah, quality of life changes, always good. But let's go into the actual, the meat of it. At least for me. So I did give all of these weapons a shot in pubs. Keep in mind, this is my initial impressions, and I've only played a few games with each one of them. And my opinion obviously might be subject to change as the meta evolves and as people, do some other stuff, I don't know, with the weapons themselves. So first of all, we have the Venom overall buff. Looks like 3 goo babies. Goo babies, yeah, that's kind of a funny term. Now deal 8 damage each, so 24 in total, up from 20. So they cover more surface area because there's 3 of them compared to 2. And they deal, technically they deal less damage per actual goo baby, but there's 3 of them, so 24. The direct damage increased to 25. So if you get hit directly, obviously 25 from 20, so that's pretty good. Increased the burst interval by 28%. So that's pretty much the amount of time you could spam it, essentially. So I did give it a shot, and initially I think it's in a good spot. I don't think it needs a nerf or a buff currently. That might change if I go against a lot more Venoms in the future. But initially I think it's okay. You gotta keep in mind it's a support weapon, and you're not gonna get a lot of kills with it regardless, unless you got really lucky. Don't use this in free-for-all, please don't. Don't do that. You're just gonna get wrecked with it. Just obviously use it as a support weapon, stay behind your teammates if you can, and then just support them with it. You're gonna get a lot of assists, and that's the point of the weapon. It's not to get kills, contrary to some people's beliefs. Okay, Leviathan. This is definitely an interesting buff, to say the least. So now all of the rounds are incendiary, and the actual fire itself will take 16 health out of you, on top of the 70 damage from the initial hit. So looks like you can do splash damage on this. And yeah, so a total of 86, down from 80. Yeah, but on the flip side, they increased the weight even more, and the cooldown per shot. Cooldown is now 2.2 from 2, and the cooldown itself is just 0.2 seconds, so I don't think it really matters that much, even though 10% seems like a lot. In the grand scheme of things, I don't think it matters too much. I think the main reason they did this is just purely speculation, is to differentiate it from the Long Claw. Because before this, it's kind of pretty much the same thing. They definitely have their different quirks, but if you wanted to group something, you would group Long Claw and Leviathan. And this change definitely, for a lack of a better word, changes that. So, overall, I really liked it. I enjoyed it. I don't think it's OP or underpowered. It seems like in a good spot. Lycan. Yeah, I definitely do see a lot more Lycans in the field, like a lot more. And I believe it's in a good spot. I've heard people say that it's overpowered, but my rationale is that all you have to do is stay away from the Lycan user. Unlike the Dominion, where if they get close enough, they can one-shot you. Lycan, that doesn't occur. Like, you still have a chance to escape, even if they close the gap on you. So just for that effect, rather, I don't think it's like overpowered. It's a good weapon. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm not like I would use the Lycan just for fun if I wanted to. Because before, no way, I would not touch the Lycan. But now I would touch it. So here it says the clip size increased to 10 from 6. Okay, faster burst interval, 25%. Knockback removed. Yeah, so overall a pretty good buff. Regarding the Lycan, I think I still need some time to formulate what I think about it and play more matches with it. But initial impressions, just playing a few games, I think it's in a good spot. I'm definitely seeing a lot more Lycans, but I don't necessarily think it's overpowered. That's just my opinion. And if you disagree, we can talk about it in the comments maybe. Havoc, slight nerf, increased cooldown to match the Badger. It's just 0.2 seconds. And these 0.2 seconds in the grand scheme of things really doesn't affect gameplay that much. You're not really going to feel it, just use it as you've done beforehand, and that will suffice. Like it's I mean, obviously it's a nerf on paper, but it's like the same thing pretty much. It's just 0.2 seconds. Okay, Ripper. So other than the Leviathan, this is the other one I thought was pretty interesting in terms of the functionality of it. So they reduced the damage per blade to 12 from 35, but they increased the clip size to 10. So doing quick math, now you can do potentially 120 damage compared to 105 beforehand if you hit all shots. And the fact you can ricochet increases that chance. So the burst and cooldown are reduced by 50%. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good as well. So more of an ability to, quote unquote spam it. Slight range reduction. Okay, that's good because it has a pretty long range, to be honest. And you could almost consider it like a sniper. Obviously, it's not a sniper, but in terms of the range. So knocking it down a bit will definitely help, especially since it ricochets. And obviously use this weapon in more tighter maps. Yeah, so overall, it's pretty good buff. I don't think it's overpowered. I say that, but for now, at least, I don't think it's overpowered. I think it's in a good spot. And definitely do see people use it. It's not really that difficult to counter it. Obviously with this, you should maintain your distance, and if you can, catch them off guard, close the gap if you can, and then take them out. And obviously be careful in tighter spaces since they can ricochet. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, so Ripper. Yeah, okay, ultimates. So drones, slight buff, okay. Yeah, would I use drones now? Probably, but I still like my airstrikes, especially in like a map, or in a game mode rather, such as free-for-all, where you have 7 others, so there's more potential of at least someone getting hit by that airstrike. Okay, Phantom. Yeah, that weapon's pretty garbage, like, straight up. Don't use that. And if you're grinding for that, stop grinding for that. Well, maybe, but don't use the weapon itself, because it looks like they're gonna take a look at it. And hopefully they can get it right. So, I mean, overall, these changes seem pretty good. There's nothing that's like glaring at me and saying, look at me, I'm OP, or I'm underpowered, based on these changes. And yeah, overall, I think they did a pretty good job. They brought weapons that are meh into a better level playing field, like the Lycan. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Is there anything else? No, there isn't. Okay, cool. Alright, so hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully I didn't go too far on time. We'll find out. And yeah, catch you guys in the next video.